What's up, everybody? Here we go. Time to get into Jesus' teaching about vows. Okay, so still Matthew chapter 5, starting at verse 33. Here we go with the red letters. It says, "Again, you have heard that it was said to the people long ago, 'Do not break your oath, but fulfill to the Lord the vows you have made.' But I tell you, do not swear an oath at all, either by heaven, for it is God's throne, or by the earth, for it is his footstool, or by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great king. And do not swear by your head, for you cannot make even one hair white or black. All you need to say is simply yes or no. Anything beyond this comes from the evil one." Let's go. There was a lot in there. That concludes that section right there. Jesus teaching about vows. So let's get into the notes on that. It says here, Jesus was emphasizing the importance of telling the truth. People were breaking promises and using sacred language casually and carelessly. Keeping oaths and promises is important. It builds trust and makes committed human relationships possible. The Bible condemns making vows or taking oaths casually, giving your word while knowing that you won't keep it, or swearing falsely in God's name. Oaths are needed in certain situations only because we live in a sinful society that breeds distrust. Dang, there's a lot in there. That's huge. It talks about how keeping oaths and promises is important because it builds trust and makes committed human relationships possible. But it also says the Bible condemns it. Making vows or taking oaths casually. That's the big word right there, is casually, right? Or giving your word, while you know you won't keep it. That's deep, like it's just representation. I think that same thing, like, oh, I promised this, and then you go and break a promise. And we do it casually, like, oh, it's no big deal. But God shows some real importance on that, right? Or swearing falsely in God's name, like, yeah, no, on like, forgive me, Lord, right now, but on God, I got you. Like, no, I swear to God, I'm gonna have your back. Like, that's not cool. Like the Bible, I used to say that all the time. Like, I swear, God, I got you. Like, I won't mess up. Even if I follow through, I still shouldn't be putting that on God. Like, what am I doing? After reading this, now that's kind of convicting me, right? So it's just something to think about as I move forward. Let's continue with the notes. It says, oaths or vows were common, but Jesus told his followers not to use them. Their word alone should be enough. Are you known as a person of your word? That's a deep question. Am I? That's something for me to think about, and something for you to think about as well. Are you a person of your word? Truthfulness seems so rare that we feel we must end our statements with, "I promise." That's deep because it's so true nowadays, right? Truthfulness seems so rare that people have to, they feel compelled to say, "I promise you, I got you. Don't worry. Like, on God, I got you." Like, they feel compelled because of the lifestyle that we're living in now, because truthfulness is so rare. Let's be in the business of bringing truthfulness back where it's common. Let's go. It also says, if we tell the truth all the time, we will have less pressure to back up our words with an oath or a promise. Let's go. That was a good section. That definitely challenges me, and continuing to let's just be honest. Let's be truthful. Why do we need an oath? Why do we need a promise? Why do we need this to back up what we have to say? If we know that deep down in our heart and the intentions that we're coming with are truthful, pure, and right, we shouldn't have to promise, And people that know us and that know that just by our word, they're going to know we don't have to promise because of the character that we walk in, right? And now that we know that reading this section, right, what God sees vows as, or what he sees oaths like, it's important to see it the way that Jesus sees it. And his followers were told not to use them, that their words should be enough. So I don't know, that's deep, because it makes me think about like vows in marriage and like certain things. So obviously this is just a couple verses of what Jesus teaches about vows, but I'm sure you could dive deeper into that, and there's probably more in the Bible of more about vows and oaths and stuff. So something that I got to do my own research and dive in, but let's take whatever God put on our heart to take from this section. And let's keep growing, y'all. Next section is going to be a good one. It says Jesus teaches about revenge. And I know a lot of us can relate to revenge. So let's dive in and be on the lookout for that one, okay? I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one. Talk to you guys later.